So, you have many people, surprisingly something I just recently learned on the internet, talking about the fact that they have problems with this game. This game of all games?
Shut up!
This relic of a game? This game has some of the best stage design ever put to the Mega Man series.
Yes! Yeah!
Mega Man and Bass has some impeccable stage design. Some of the best stage design ever put to Mega Man. The animations for the enemy, the sprite animations, are breathtaking. These are some of the best sprites ever put to the Mega Man franchise. They're so fluid and responsive and well balanced as well.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
This game is hardcore. The gameplay mechanics and gameplay design is amazing, giving you multiple powers and abilities separate from the previous Mega Man games, like gravity or freezing. This game has multiple choices and different movement mechanics and attacks, separate from characters you can choose from, like Bass and his sprinting and sliding, to Mega Man, his sliding and Mega Buster. When you add this, plus all the powers and moves you can earn in the game by beating bosses, it creates an incredible experience. This breathtaking soundtrack, this incredible gameplay design, the amazing features in this game, the gameplay was so intense and hardcore. This game is hardcore and punishing with incredible animations and stage design. The stage design is impeccable with amazing enemies and animations that work so well for the game.
This is epic.
These stages have some of the best music ever put to Mega Man. Here's a fun fact. The GBA synthesizer was used for the Mega Man and Bass game, unlike the Sega Genesis version. Which had the same soundtrack, but it sounded lower in frequency. And I wondered why. When I first saw this version of the game a couple years back, the reason is because the GBA was created after the Sega Genesis version. This is what I assessed, and because of that, the GBA is actually a more technologically superior system over the Sega Genesis. So, because of that, the music and soundtrack will sound louder and more distinct, and it does. It's beautiful, it's amazing. This hauntingly brilliant soundtrack, some of the most atmospheric and intense music ever put to the Mega Man franchise, immersing you into the experience. An interpersonal experience with this amazing gameplay, animations, and design. Oh my goodness. Guys, the animations and movement and gameplay in this game is responsive, balanced, and addictive as fuck. It is so goddamn beautiful, some of the most breathtaking gameplay ever put to the Mega Man series. It's so beautiful and works so well. The game is hardcore yet responsive and beautiful. It plays so smooth. This might be one of the smoothest Mega Man games of all time. I played other Mega Man games. Old school Mega Mans, the original Mega Mans, Mega Man 0, and Mega Man Battle Network 3. And this game is a huge technological leap from the previous Mega Man games. From its intense action, to its animations and movement, to its impeccable enemy design that is hardcore yet fair and balanced. This game will punish you. It's so difficult for the right reasons. It's still fair and balanced, even though it's really punishing. You get addicted to how punishing it is. I got this game from a friend of mine in Pennsylvania years ago. I played it for years and years and couldn't believe how brilliant it was, struggling to just beat the game at the time because it was so punishing. It was. Years later, I attempted to get it on my computer. However, at that time, I only had a PS1 emulator. I could only play a game called Mega Man 8. When I played Mega Man 8, I realized that a lot of the brilliant action design came from that relic of a game. This game is like a huge, mind-blowing expansion of that game that can be separated from Mega Man 8, and it's its own unique experience. It's literally a whole new game, and I got the best one as a kid, Mega Man and Bass. The game is so impeccable, so well made, so addictive, so well animated, sprite-wise, and so brilliant with its enemy placement and stage design that this game is literally a masterpiece. So the stage design of Mega Man and Bass. See, the stage design of Mega Man and Bass is so well designed. There's something called enemy placement. Depending on how you place an enemy in the design, in the environment, can determine how you experience a stage in a game, especially a two-dimensional space like the Mega Man franchise. So when you play Mega Man and Bass, you'll notice the stages are all distinct and unique. Oh my goodness, look at the stage design in that soundtrack. Oh my goodness, look at that stage design. Look at the hazards, enemy placements. Look at the artistic direction, the way the stages work, the platforming. This is all in unison to create a unique experience for the game. Mega Man and Bass, its action design is amazing. If you thought the bosses were great in the originals, wait till you see Tengu Man, Gravity Man, and many bosses. Throughout the game, their animations are iconic. The gameplay is balanced. It's like a hardcore action game. You have to memorize the mechanics and movement of the enemies and weaknesses to beat them. That is amazing, requiring skill and memorization of moves and techniques to beat an enemy. These are some of the most brilliant design enemies I've ever seen in a game, especially a portable game. This game was on the Game Boy Advance and it worked flawless, smooth and fast, and the bosses were intense, some of the hardest yet satisfying boss fights in Mega Man history, with some of the most unique mechanics and gameplay design from the enemies. This is amazing. I mean, goddamn, look at this boss design. This is so creative and hardcore and intense. Look at those mechanics. Look at that design. Look at all the different creative animations they put into that actually play out in the gameplay. It's creative, brilliant. It's amazing. And it's interactable because it's not just beautiful animation, but it actually affects the gameplay itself, and you have to learn it and beat it too. That's so creative and brilliant, and it's a step ahead of the original games, as the sprite animations and mechanics were at their beginner stages. So this is an evolution of what you saw in the original games. Such a brilliant, huge step, and yet you will actually hear someone online get on this relic of a game of all games. I just recently discovered that people actually get on this relic. That is so objectively wrong. This game is unique. The animations are hardcore, and the enemies are incredible. Boss fights are so intense. The mechanics and movement is so refined. Oh my god. The motion and animation and flow of Mega Man and Bass's animations are so smooth and responsive, so you can respond better in gameplay because of this, even better than the original games. This took a huge technological leap from the old school ones. I played some of them and even Mega Man 10. And honestly, this is a huge technological leap ahead of the game. This game is ahead of its time. Oh yeah, the health system is no joke, it's hardcore. You will have many moments where you are trying to conserve health, and finding healing items is like a breath of fresh air. That's how hardcore this game is. Yet it is an interpersonal experience where you shape your own experience with the game. And remember the times you had when your health was low, when you were searching for health, when you were memorizing mechanics for a boss fight, and these interpersonal experiences make this game all the more amazing. It's an interpersonal experience with this game. The hardcore health system, having to find health, you can't just regenerate. The hardcore gameplay system, you only have a certain amount of lives. Now, admittedly, these two things were in the originals. However, this game has many elements, from new powers to gameplay, movement, new animations, stage design, new enemies, new bosses. That's separated from every other Mega Man game ever made. Man, the game's hardcore health system, it's so intense. You'll have so many moments when you are scourging for health. Its addictive and brilliantly designed gameplay loop will have you hooked, as if it's a full-blown console game, showing and proving that portable technology has the potential to just stand up to even that of mainline console technology. It's all in what you put into the game. For instance, Killzone Mercenary was on PS Vita, but its technology was ahead of its time and stood up even to main console games, especially on PS3. The Game Boy Advance is a wonderful piece of technology. Mega Man and Bass takes full advantage of that, and it's incredible to experience. The gameplay design is so brilliant, it's so refined, it's just amazing. It works so well when you see those animations play out. It's brilliant, and you're in control of those animations and movement in the game. So you get to wield this and then see the amazing sprites of enemies and bosses while this is going on. Damn, it not only looks good, it plays good. It's insane. This is some of the best stage design ever put to the Mega Man franchise. Look at this stage design. Oh my goodness. Look at the hazards, the enemy placement, the platforming. It's so well balanced, and it makes it fun and creative, yet punishing to traverse through. It's hardcore as hell, but it's addictive, beautiful, and well designed. It makes you go right back to it and experience these amazing stages. These are some of the best and most iconic stages in the Mega Man franchise. I mean, damn, they're so brilliant. Oh my goodness. That soundtrack is so breathtaking. It's absolutely gorgeous and some of the best music ever put to the Mega Man franchise. These powers are incredible. They each have their own unique mechanic and change the gameplay drastically. Now I know that other Mega Man games have other powers, or Rockman, as he is called in Japanese. I have immense respect for the creator of Mega Man. However, these powers in this game in particular change the gameplay drastically. They each have their own unique mechanic that could greatly affect the gameplay drastically, such as, first is the Mega Buster. Fun fact, even though Bass is faster and stronger in the game, it took Mega Man for me to actually first beat this game as a kid. So first is the Mega Man and Bass Buster. So first, Mega Man has a charge shot in the game. If you hold down the attack button, he would use a Mega Buster and topple down enemies. It can even pierce through walls. And then you have Bass. Bass is one of the best and strongest abilities in the game. He can rapidly fire his shots, and he can shoot from any direction he chooses. This gives you a huge advantage in the game. He also has his own unique movement system. He can slide dash, while Mega Man can slide on the ground. This separates the two's mechanics and gameplay, making them each unique. Mega Man has a unique chip system. He has a copy chip that allows him to take information found within other robots' data chips and emulate their special abilities. The Ice. Ice can actually move bosses in the game and can actually be used as a platform for stages. It's such a useful ability. If an enemy's weakness is ice, you will topple them. You won't only damage them, but push them aside and move the enemy themselves. Incredible, changing the face of gameplay around you. That's how impactful the powers are in this game. All powers have a limit. You can't just spam them in the game. You have to use them sparingly. The next power is Wave Burner. If you're facing someone like Coltman, his weakness would be fire. You would topple him with this ability. You can burn down enemies with this power, and not only that, but you can even use it underwater. If an enemy's weakness is flame, you have an advantage, and it's amazing. The next power is Remote Mine. You can even have a remote control detonator that you can utilize and detonate at will in the game. It's called the Remote Mine, and it is a game changer, as you can perform this on enemies and even boss fights, thus changing the battle profusely. The next power is Spread Drill. This allows you to fire huge drills in the game, and it will damage anything it touches. These are some unique abilities you will not see in other Mega Man games, as they have their own abilities. It can be split into 4 smaller drills and even be used to get to secret areas. So they actually utilize the powers for not only action and gameplay, but also platforming and reaching other areas. That's incredible use of gameplay design. So much respect for the development of this game, as they thought that deep about the gameplay mechanic. They took it that far, and this is just one power. Special thanks to Mega Man Maverick Hunters, as it has provided me information about the powers. Thank you guys, your website is amazing. I used the information I read and just wrote my own perspective, so you're hearing my own unique point of view from the information I read. The next power is the Tengu Blade. I love this power. My personal favorite is the Astro Power, or Copy Vision. So the next power is the Tengu Blade. I love this amazing power. You send out a gush of wind that can damage enemies, and you can even use it to slide forward and damage enemies further. It's so cool and unique. Gameplay mechanics separate from other powers in the game. I love this power. It's so amazing. The next power is the Magic Card. I remember this amazing ability. It's so incredible. This ability allows you to retrieve power-ups and items normally out of reach. It's a streamlined gameplay mechanic for streamlined platforming. It's amazing. It can be fired straight ahead or above you. It's amazing. The next power in Mega Man's copy chip is Dude. I love this one. It's from one of my favorite, if not my favorite boss fight in the game, Astro. He's so hard and he's so amazing. Mega Man gains a unique ability in his copy chip arsenal, Copy Vision. This is one of the best abilities ever put to a Mega Man game. It's so incredible. Mega Man or Bass duplicates themselves, and you duplicate fires copies straight ahead. It's fucking insane. And your duplicate fires copies straight ahead. It's fucking insane. I had a ball with this ability and used it over and over to get through tough spots and to fight and distract bosses, and it works quite well. It's so cool and so innovative and brilliant as a gameplay mechanic. Man, this game is ahead of its time. Oh my goodness. The clone is invincible, but will only remain active for a few seconds, so you gotta be careful. I just use it to attack enemies and slip away, and even hit them when they're distracted. It's a huge game changer. Fun fact, special thanks to the fandom for this one. I had no idea this is so creative and brilliant. First, Mega Man's copy chip, then Bass's copying viruses and Navis. The reason why Mega Man can copy powers from other people is because Mega Man has a unique chip system. He has a copy chip that allows him to take information found within other robots' data chips and emulate their special abilities. This is why he's able to copy powers. Bass was designed and created by Dr. Kosak in a Scilab project to create a new breed of net Navi. They would be independent with no need for an operator and possess the ability to take the abilities of viruses and other Navis. As such, Bass became one of the most powerful net Navis ever. This is why he has unique special abilities and copies powers. And the final ability in Mega Man's copy chip arsenal, or Bass's net Navi arsenal, is Lightning Bolt. This one is special. I had a fucking blast with this shit. It's amazing. You basically rain down a parade of lightning bolts on your enemies, damaging them greatly, especially bosses. Imagine a boss fight with this power. You would change that circumstance so greatly. It can damage or destroy an enemy on screen just like that. That's so useful and so amazing to see and experience, and can save your butt when you're in a front. This can help you use crowd control or beat down an enemy that is too difficult to destroy. This game has all these different powers that affect the game drastically and drastically change the game. Then you have the amazing stage design, gameplay responsiveness, animations, movements. Holy cow, this game is so refined. One of the most responsive and addictive, refined games ever put to the Mega Man franchise, of one of the most classic and iconic video games of all time. This game is so brilliant and well made. This game is officially GOATed.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT!
The stage design is amazingly well made. The animations are so smooth and refined. They work so well and create an addictive and well-made gameplay loop. This stands up to other Mega Man games, and it stands up as one of the greatest Mega Man games of all time. So, how do you feel about this relic? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and hey, if you want to check out my Patreon, I have a Patreon. You'd help my channel tremendously. Thank you so much, and comment. Let me know how you feel about this game. How do you feel about Mega Man and Bass in comparison to the previous Mega Mans? Have you played other Mega Man games? Let me know in the comments, and I am now out this piece. Thank you for watching.